Hi everybody, I'm Wolfgang Schweigkofler from Dominican University of California, and today I will talk about Phytophthora ramorum in the California chaparral. Of course, everybody here is familiar with the California chaparral, very important ecosystem covering approximately 8% of California surface, with very many endemic plant species like members of the genus Arctostaphylos, manzanitas, growing nowhere else on Earth. Phytophthora ramorum is a rather new invasive pathogen which was detected in 1995 in California and in the meantime killed tens of millions of coast live oaks and tan oaks, but can also be found on many other foliar hosts like California bay laurel, rhododendron, and many others, among them also many ornamental plants. Using salt blitz, which is a big annual citizen science project, we could find and detect Phytophthora ramorum all along the coast. You can see here the red little trees showing positive Phytophthora ramorum infected trees, and you can see them, they're all pretty close to the coast, nothing closer up to the mountains. So in this area we have of course a lot of humidity, we have fog in summertime, rain during wintertime, and the temperatures are not extreme, not too hot, not too cold, just like Phytophthora ramorum likes it. Phytophthora ramorum, as I said, was detected on several Arctostaphylos species just recently in Santa Cruz, but also in some other areas. And in its native environment, Arctostaphylos often show symptoms as shown here on these photos: dieback, wilting, and so on. And we don't know what causes the symptoms. It might be water stress, it might be some true fungi, it might be soil-borne phytophthora, but our Phytophthora ramorum, might also play a role. A former student of mine, Stephanie Kine, did some monitoring in Marin County in the chaparral communities and found on up to 15% of all the samples Phytophthora present on the leaves. In order to get better information what's going on, my master student, Bharati Gaonkar, did some inoculation experiments in the field, in our research nursery, but also in a grow chamber under defined conditions. In the field, it was interesting because after inoculation of both the root system and the leaves with Phytophthora ramorum and waiting for 10 months, we never saw any symptoms showing up. We knew that Phytophthora ramorum, the inoculum, was surviving, at least in the root system, because we used different methods to check that, but it never really attacked the plants. However, when Bharati repeated the same experiment in the grow chamber with high humidity and constant 20 degrees Celsius, she saw symptoms showing up on all of the plants already after just a few days, after 10 days. And she was able to re-isolate Phytophthora ramorum from all of the plants. So definitely it shows that Phytophthora ramorum can actually grow and infect many, maybe most Arctostaphylos species. We also went out to some chaparral areas on Mount Tamalpais in Marin County and put there some potted plants as a bait to see if there is inoculum in the air and can infest these bait plants. But we didn't see anything during this year, 2018-19, which was a rather dry year, so maybe not perfect conditions for Phytophthora ramorum. So there's still some kind of open question around it. So right now, we know that chaparral ecosystems are unique and they are under increasing pressure from many different problems: habitat destruction, climate change, and invasive pathogens. Phytophthora ramorum has the potential to spread quickly into new environments and new hosts. Winter with strong rainfall and wind will favor the dispersal of the pathogen. Several manzanita species, maybe all of them, are susceptible to Phytophthora ramorum and will develop symptoms when the weather conditions are favorable. The risk will decrease with distance to infested forests. Right now, it's still unclear if the pathogen will spread from symptomatic manzanitas to other manzanitas in the environment. Thank you for listening. And if you really are interested, here are some more websites and publications for you to read. Thank you again.